Go figure. I didn't know they made exorcism movies in Diet.
Once you know the devil knows you.
Today we have Pray for the Devil. I'm not gonna lie, going into this is just one of those movies where I was like, well, you know, I want to have said that I watched it at least. The spooky season might be over, but it doesn't mean the horror movies are. And we have one that I almost let slip by. I saw the first trailer for it and thought, eh. Then I saw the second trailer for it and I thought, it's actually a pretty good second trailer. And then I was like, well, I haven't read any reviews, but I also haven't heard anybody talking about this film in any way, shape, or form. So that's gotta bode well. But we have another exorcism movie. Funny enough, speaking on that note, the director of Pray for the Devil, a Daniel Stam TV here and there, you know, a film or two. Funny enough, he did do The Last Exorcism, which it's been years since I watched it. It came out a while ago. I recall that it was decent. I thought it was good. I think it was found footage. I think it was found footage film. But he's back with another exorcism film. Pray for the Devil. Long story short, girl is nun at a exorcism rehab center that's been established in Boston, Massachusetts. Her mom suffered from a possession and she would like abuse her when she was a kid, and so it was this one specific, I guess, demon of sorts that said a specific couple of different things, did something very specific to her, so it stuck with her, and now she wants to like do right by herself and by the world and help others who may be afflicted with similar demonic ailments. But in this place where she is, they only teach the men to do exorcisms. They're like, oh, women don't do exorcisms and all this. There's another little girl in the place that appears to have the same demon, because then the girl, while possessed, says the same things that her mother said to her. So she's like, well, I want to help her. And she's like, oh, this is clearly connected to me. And one of the other fathers there, whatever you call him, he was like, well, we should, you know, at least teach her to defend herself and then give her some like unofficial training. And then boom, you have your movie where she's kind of sort of training to become, I guess, the female Constantine of this church in Boston to try to fight this demon that plagued her and is now plaguing this girl in order to, again, still plague her. I'm not gonna lie, I don't have a whole lot to say. I got a few notes. I chose on purpose not to do too much research on this one just because I didn't think I was needed to put too much time on it. But it's not, look, it's the critics definitely didn't like this one. That's fine. It's not dog shit. I know I always say that. The film's not dog shit. It's not particularly good. It has a pulse, but the pulse is just kind of there. The steady pulse. The EKG's just doot, doot, doot. Like, there's nothing too crazy going on here. You get what you pay for, and it's a good idea for a story. The premise in the trailer, I was like, it was enough to get me interested. I didn't see the trailer and think, oh, that's gonna be shit. I was like, oh, that could be something. Maybe, probably not, but maybe something. But it's like a decent story, and there's honestly, throughout the film, there are like 2 or 3 solid, creative, or like demon creepy moments and all that. This film has its share of, you know, your usual schlocky jump scares. I think one actually was a decent jump scare that did get my friend a little bit. But all that, I mean, aside from that, all the interesting stuff is shown in the trailer. The stuff with like the hair going in the mouth, or her getting her back blown out as she like floats up and gets possessed. The trailers pretty much show you all the money in the action shots. So you're just kind of going to see how the story pans out, which the actors honestly all do a good job. I didn't get any of their names, but I mean, if you're really curious, you can look it up. But I mean, the actors, they're there, they do good. The lead is good. She's good. She brings forward this passion, this emotion. You believe her character. Her suffering. She is empathetic. She wants to help. She's not about like saving herself. That's kind of a part of what she's doing, but she genuinely wants to help this little girl and be a good force in this world of demon fighting. And all the other actors, you know, nothing too special, but they all play their roles well, so I have no complaints there either. in terms of negatives, I mean, it's nothing special. It's a movie. It's decent. It's all right. Like, it's an all right film. If I was gonna see an Exorcist movie, there's at least 5 or 10 that I would want to actively seek out before seeing this, or any sort of like demonic or spooky films. It's not too cheesy. It's not too bad. It's just a film, and it's all right, and it's predictable, and you're not really along for a ride. I'm just kind of sitting there. I was almost bored. I wasn't quite bored. I was like, okay, this is all right, this is a movie, okay. And right before each and every scene, almost started to overstay its welcome. They then moved the plot along, moved the movie along, and I was like, okay, cool. I'm glad they're at least trying to, pacing's not great, don't get me wrong, but they were making an effort to at least keep the movie kind of going. And the other complaint I have, which any film like this immediately loses my interest, is I didn't feel like a sense of like stakes at all. I never felt like our main character or really anybody was in danger of any kind by the demon or anything. I mean, people still got hurt. Don't get me wrong. Like, people got hurt. People definitely died. People were possessed. But I just had a feeling that, maybe our main character might not make it. Especially no stakes, because some of the characters, like the people of authority, they change their mind pretty often in the film. At one point she performs an like off the books exorcism to try to save somebody, and she thinks it works, but we're all in the audience like, well, it's a demon, it probably didn't work. And sure enough, she goes back into church with the head padres or whatever. They're like, oh yeah, it didn't work, and now someone's dead, so you probably shouldn't be here anymore. The little girl is back in danger. Her friends bring her back to help this girl, and she helps the girl, but like 3 or 4 people die in the process, and they just never address that. They're like, you know what, you came back here, violated every single rule we had, and went against our ruling and our ruling of God, but you know what, that girl, the one girl's okay, so we're gonna put you on the fast track for success and send you to Rome to do this full-time professionally. And it's like, there's just no consequences, just things kind of happen. There were no stakes, nothing, I don't know. And the ending little bit was like, that kind of was a little bit cheesy and silly. It did give me like big Constantine vibes for sure. Look, at the end of the day, pray for the devil. I'm glad that I at least watched it. It's what I always say. I watch all the movies so you don't have to. And in this case, it's one of those ones where it's not dog shit, but you don't have to see this movie. There's so many better exorcism movies out there. But I'm glad that I saw it just so I could at least say that I saw it. Pray for the devil overall. Quality of a film, like I said, it's not bad, it's not good. Actors, cool. The story's there, it's a decent story. There's some creepy moments throughout here and there. No problem with the direction. Soundtrack's nothing too special. It's just a movie. Personal enjoyment. That's probably what bogs this movie down for me the most, is that I didn't love it. I was just kind of, I was just chilling in the theater. I had some snackies, so I was just kind of like shoving some popcorn down my gullet and watching this PG-13 of all things exorcism movie. Pray for the Devil, I would be generous and give it a low 3 out of 5. A low 3 out of 5, which is my usual telltale rating of below average. But anyway, that's all I got for you today. So thank you guys and gals so much for watching, and stay tuned for the next episode of whatever movie I review. And goodbye, travelers.